guys! In this episode of True of Curiosity, I am excited to finally be checking out a teaser trailer for the second half of the final season of one of my favorite shows ever, Fear the Walking Dead. And yeah, I actually wasn't sure whether we were ever going to get anything resembling a trailer for the second half of Season 8 of Fear, because I'm not necessarily under the impression that AMC cares that much about this series ending, because there's definitely nowhere near as much fanfare about it ending as there was for The Walking Dead, which makes sense. It's not like it's not a far less popular show compared to the main show. It's not like Fear the Walking Dead was ever like a cultural phenomenon the same way the main show was, but I still feel like they should have maybe given it a little bit more weight, maybe given it more episodes just like they did for the main show. But no, instead they decided to cut the amount of episodes and kind of all of a sudden tell us that we're going to be getting a final season, that this is going to be the final season, because I speculated in my reviews, I believe, that I wasn't expecting the series to end with Season 8. I thought they would push it for at least Season 9, because Season 8 was at least either already in production early on, or it was going to be starting production soon by the time we realized that it was going to be the final season. So I thought that there was no way that they would cut the season short and say, oh, it's the final season, because the writers wouldn't have figured out the storylines and finished off the series, you know? Yet here we are. And yeah, like I said, I wasn't sure whether we were going to be getting anything resembling a trailer for the second half, because we already kind of got some glimpses of shots and scenes in some behind-the-scenes stuff, which I watched a little bit of, but I didn't see how I could possibly do a reaction to like this, where I covered it shot by shot, because it was interspersed with a lot of just the actors talking about their characters, which is not something that I want to do a reaction on, you know? This is a series about reacting to trailers, not reacting to behind-the-scenes stuff. So, yeah, it seems like this might actually be that trailer that they were showing, interspersed with those actor talking scenes, which I'm really, really excited about, because I already saw some glimpses of this, and there's definitely some things that I really, really want to talk about. If you guys haven't checked out my video talking about the scene that was leaked featuring Troy, you should definitely check it out, because I already shared majority of my thoughts about Troy's return to the show for the final stretch of episodes there. I'll probably say some things here, because we're probably going to get some scenes here with him in this teaser. I'm pretty sure that's him even at the opening shot of the trailer. So there's 100% going to be some things that I'm going to have to mention, but majority of the feelings and the freshness of the feelings is going to be far stronger in that video, because it was really exciting to see that scene, and based on it, I feel like I'm going to be enjoying this second half of Season 8. In general, I've been honestly loving Fear more than not in Season 6, 7, and 8. Like, for all the criticisms people might give the show, I feel like, for me at least, it's just really enjoyable on a personal level. And I've already talked about why, so I don't want to waste your time and regurgitate it here. But it's basically because I feel like the kind of writing styles and decisions doesn't feel like something far off from how I would do it, you know? It's like I completely agree and understand with the creative choices that the showrunners have done for this show. And also, additionally, something that I shared in my reviews for the first half, which is probably going to be months until I end up posting them, just because I'm that backed up with videos. But I don't know. I just feel like this final season of Fear, despite the fact that it wasn't necessarily planned to be the final season, I guess you could say just like the main show's final season, feels more like it's accomplishing the finishing off of the characters' storylines and giving them a bookend, like what we saw with Morgan, you know? I actually really enjoyed his episode featuring the old house from Season 1 of the main show. But again, you're gonna have to wait for the video talking about that if you wanna see my opinions on it. And again, it's gonna be months until I post it, but I think it's gonna be worth it. But yeah, you're here for my reaction to this teaser trailer called This Is How We Survive. For some of you, this is not available probably. It wasn't for me. I had to kind of jump through hoops to be able to get it off of YouTube because AMC is stupid like that when it comes to fucking region locks. So hopefully the video won't be blocked for other people who are watching this video. But yeah, I'm really excited to get into it. Let's just go, and then we're gonna be talking about all the different shots. So without further ado, let's get into the teaser in 3, 2, 1.
Hey there, Madison.
What do you want?
You took everything from me.
Hey, it's Luciana!
I want to know where Padre is.
He's gonna attack us. They're dead. They are his army.
He looks so badass.
Protect the island.
I can't let you do this alone. Ready?
This is how we survive.
Oh wow, it's really not that much. Really? It says that it's 36 seconds, but it's barely 28. I mean, I can't even say that I want to rewatch it again because there's almost nothing to rewatch. I really thought it was going to be a little bit more, but it's worse than a teaser. Honestly, it's nothing. At least there's a lot of shots that I want to talk about, but yeah, that's not quite what I was hoping for when it came to a teaser. Like, I barely could even accustom to the fact that I just started watching it and react to it, you know? It should have been longer, should have been at least a minute. I know it's just 6 episodes, and it's not like there would be that much footage to show, but there's gotta be more than 28 seconds. Are you kidding me? But yeah, I guess let's just get into the different shots and talk about them. So we have the opening shot of somebody who is clearly Troy. Because, I mean, come on, it's him. Look at the hair, look at the jacket. If you watch the leaked scene, you know that that's how he was dressed. So that's definitely him. We have him walking. We have Madison, Daniel, and a bunch of his militia guys. The parents of the Padre kids. We have Strand walking. We have Strand turning around. I'm glad that the show continues to look goddamn amazing. Like, say whatever you want about the quality of the writing in season 6 and 7, but goddamn, the visuals are some of the best we've ever gotten in the Walking Dead universe, and I will not have anybody who disagrees with me on that, because I think that's objectively the case. It's the best shot and the best colored in season 6, 7, and 8. I'm sorry, but even fucking Dead City pales in comparison. So yeah, let's continue. Strand is shocked about something. There's Luciana. We were wondering whether she was gonna show up. Probably she's still not gonna get her own title card, despite the fact that she's a character from all the way from season 2. The disrespect for this amazing woman, it's not fair. It's not fair, and it's disgusting. Like, the most screen time she's gotten in this series, I feel like, and quality writing, was in season 2, and in season 7, in that episode with Daniel. That's the most screen time and acting that she has done, and I like her character in those episodes, you know? But she's just not given enough to do. So yeah, let's continue. There's my boy, my pretty boy. I love him so much, man. I love Daniel Sherman. He just looks so cool, so badass. He looks like a post-apocalyptic character, man. I love him so much. You know, I don't want to, like, plug my own stuff here in this video, in the middle of it, but I write stories on Wattpad, or at least I try to. I don't really have the time most of the time, and I'm very slow to write anyway, but I have an ongoing story which is inspired by The Walking Dead. It's called Dead Inside. You can find it on my Wattpad, the link to which is in the description. And I plan on introducing a certain character who is going to be basically the secondary main character to the already existing character, and I'm definitely basing at least part of his character on Troy, both visually and in terms of what the character is like. It's not going to be like a copy but an inspiration, so don't expect anything similar. But what I'm trying to say is that I love his character so much and his actor so much that I feel inspired by him, you know? I just love him. I just love Daniel Sherman, and I love Troy. I'm so happy that he's back. I don't care if it's jumping the shark. I don't care if it's unbelievable. I like him. I will overlook any other bullshit. Honestly, I'm debatably willing to even overlook Nick getting shot and dying on screen if it meant that we get Frank Delane back, because he's another amazing actor who I really, really enjoy watching. Yeah, let's continue. Some more shots of Padre, it looks like. Or what used to be Padre. I mean, I guess it still kind of is Padre. But now it's controlled by the good guys. So it's just a place where they are going to be living in and surviving in. Man, the only thing that Daniel has been doing this whole damn season is just carrying that gun around. It's been kind of sad and annoying how little they've given him this season. Wait, is that Troy in the background? I think so. That's Troy, right? That looks like Troy. And I'm pretty sure that's one of his lackeys that we saw in that leaked scene. So I guess he has his own band of men. You know what would be really funny? If those guys are what the Proctors have become after all these years. Honestly, I'm half expecting that might even be the case. That would be hilarious. But I doubt that they would do it. It would still definitely be cool though. This does seem like a very Negan-esque introduction though, I gotta say. I cannot not notice like the visual similarities with the giant van in the background. It looks more like a bus, but anyway. And him kind of walking in from it. It's a very Negan-esque introduction, and I'm here for it. I like it. He looks so badass. He just looks like a badass post-apocalyptic character. Like, oh, character. Like, what is there else to say? I love him. I love him, man. So much. Especially with that eye, he looks so good. Okay, there's a bunch of walkers. Once again, the cinematography is pretty cool. And talking about the cinematography, look at that! Is that snow I'm seeing? It looks like it. I'm not sure whether this is gonna look better than the main show snow episode, but I'm kinda here for it. I mean, I don't think I was like properly reviewing episodes of The Walking Dead back when the winter episode, the snow episode at the end of season 9 happened, which was quite a long ago, so I don't think I did any reviews or anything of it. But I want to say this, I love that episode. It's one of my favorite episodes of The Walking Dead universe, period. It's definitely top 10. Maybe even number 1. I don't know. I haven't really sat down to really think it through, but I just love how refreshing it was with the snow, because it's the first and so far still only time we've gotten snow in the Walking Dead universe. And I really wonder what prompted them to do snow in Fear as well. I guess that's one way to make the final season of Fear the Walking Dead a little bit more significant, but I don't know, it just feels a little bit out of nowhere, but I still find it really cool, because I really liked what they did with it in the main show. Yeah, I saw some of these shots in like behind the scenes actors talking excerpt, and I was really curious about that. But again, I wasn't sure whether we were going to be getting any kind of teaser trailer where I could possibly talk about it, like here. But I'm glad that we have it because, God, I am so excited. Like, that's another thing to be excited about in the final season. A snow episode. No matter what, I will love it. I feel like, because especially when it comes to like the practical stuff of like changing the environment, um, um, I feel like Fear the Walking Dead has done pretty well. Like, people kind of for some reason love to shit on the radioactive nuclear fallout zone that Fear the Walking Dead portrayed in season 7, but I honestly have no issues with it. I think it was fine. It wasn't even until it was pointed out to me that some of the locations that we see are sets that I started to notice that they're sets, you know? They looked pretty fucking convincing to me. And even if they look like sets, I'd still take a practical set like that than fucking CGI. Because the winter episode, the snow episode in the main show also had sets. And when you have seen behind the scenes and then you see the episode, yeah, you can clearly notice what is the set. But that still is more believable. Practical effects will always, always, always be more believable than a CGI creation. That's why I fucking despise CGI, and I want it to be used as little as possible, and only for the things that cannot be achieved physically, not the ones that can be achieved easily but would cost a lot of money. Art costs money. If you actually care about the art, commit with the money. Stop cheaping out with CGI. Because in this day and age, I can't even watch some stuff because of how much CGI is being used. And this is a little bit of a sidetrack, rant, tangent, so I'm not gonna go too far, but I wanna say this. When garbage shows from the 90s, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Next Mutation, and kids shows from the early 2000s, like iCarly, can do more convincing and better practical effects than your CGI garbage, you know you have failed. You suck. But yeah, let's continue. We have some really cool shots of Madison walking in the wind in the snow. I wonder what that means. Like, is she looking at somebody? Is she seeing Alicia? Alicia's walker potentially? Because I would hate it if they don't have like a close, any kind of closing of that storyline, you know? Somebody's being beaten to the ground. I can't tell who is that supposed to be. Some kind of bad guy, most likely. I wonder if it's gonna be some kind of like a big bad. Then there's June, and I think that's Dove, the Padre kid. With the way she's hugging her, I fucking wonder. I swear if they pulled that shit out of their ass, I would be so mad. But what if they make her June's daughter? Because I'm not exactly sure what is June's backstory, because I didn't watch season 4 and 5 because I hate them and because I was disillusioned with the show at the time. But I know that she used to have a daughter and she's supposedly dead. What if she's not? And yeah, sure, she has black hair, she has blonde hair. Probably means that they're not, but there's gotta be a reason why she's hugging her like that. So we have Madison and what I think is almost definitely Troy. I mean, it looks like Troy, I think. Who else would have curly hair and everything? I mean, it's hard to tell because those are almost definitely stunt doubles for Madison and Troy's actors and not actually Madison and Troy's actors. But that looks like Madison and Troy to me. Okay, then we have Strand. There's Daniel to the side. And there's Dwighty Boy. I'm excited to see where Dwighty Boy is gonna end, because I think their final episode, his and Sherry's, it's gonna be in some way, shape, or form connected with the Sanctuary, maybe even at the Sanctuary. I don't know, but I'm curious about that. And I also I can't decide whether I hate or love what they did with their characters in that final episode where they... I don't want to spoil stuff. You probably have already seen it, but still I don't want to spoil stuff. But I'm not sure whether I love or hate what they did with the characters there, because again, it's kind of ballsy, which is something that Fear has been in season 6, 7, and 8. They've definitely been ballsy and dark with their storylines, and I kind of like them for that, you know? But at the same time, it's not where I want these characters to go. I want them to have a happy ending, or at least happy-ish. And that was not it. Yep, there's Sherry. I'm wondering if she's gonna get eaten, which is gonna suck, because Dwighty Boy at that point might as well kill himself too, so I'm worried about that. And then we have the MRAP. At least I think it's the MRAP, because some people on Reddit have already mentioned it being the MRAP, but I'm curious what that means, whether we're gonna have a secret surprise reveal that it was Alicia, and she's gonna end up showing up in the final season. That would be based as hell. Even for one scene, just to have like a reunion with her mom, it would be great, just for the closure, but probably won't happen. Then we have a shot of Madison. And that's it. Yeah, not really too much to talk about. Some things that definitely make me even more excited than I already was. I'm just excited to see my boy Troy once again and see what he has been up to and what kind of shenanigans he's going to bring in as well. I'm excited for the snow stuff, however brief or major they might be in an episode. And I guess I'm curious to see how exactly are they going to wrap up the companion show, Fear the Walking Dead, you know? Because, like, the main show definitely didn't end in any way, shape, or form in a way that I liked it to end. I'm satisfied with the ending, don't get me wrong. I think the final episode was far more emotional and impactful than I thought it was going to be, because there wasn't really that much build-up in the final season. It didn't feel particularly like a final season. It didn't feel like they were actually finishing off any of the characters' stories, like what they did with Morgan in the final season of Fear the Walking Dead. I wanted more of that for all the characters of the main show. So Fear the Walking Dead clearly has a better proven track record for completing the characters' stories in a meaningful way. Even if it's not necessarily the most interesting or the most deep thing, at least they attempt to do something more meaningful than just nothing. So I'm sure they probably thought of something. Hell, bringing Troy back is kind of a meaningful way to end the final season, because Troy was one of the most impactful parts of the early seasons of Fear the Walking Dead. He impacted so many characters in many different ways. So it makes sense to bring him back and have the characters face him after all this time. But the question is whether they will stick the landing. Regardless, I feel like I'm gonna enjoy it. Like, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter too much. Because, like, just watching Daniel Sherman play Troy is just gonna be great enough for me. But if we actually get some good stuff out of it, which I think we will, for at least some episodes, if the first half of the season is anything to go by, then I think we're gonna be all fine, you know? But I am curious, what do you guys think about this teaser trailer? So comment thoughts down below, and let's have a discussion about this. And also, before we end this video, I just want to give a huge shout out to my currently 2 patrons on Patreon, Deadpool and Corby Dead. Thank you guys for your support, I really appreciate it. It really means a lot to me. You have decided to support me, you have continued to support me such a long time. I hope you continue to enjoy my content and continue to support me going forward. Thank you very much. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like, subscribe. Also, check out the description to my Wattpad where I post my stories, because in addition to doing all these videos on my channel, I'm also a writer. And if you enjoy my stories or simply enjoy my videos, you can head over to my Patreon, my Coffee account, or my PayPal, where you can pledge your support and help get the channel going, help support me so I can keep writing the stories you enjoy. But if you don't want to do that, that's completely fine. You can still help me out in other ways, like liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and especially sharing this video with somebody who you think might enjoy it. And I think that's pretty much it for this video, so hopefully I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!